All right, so I've been playing around, and I'm gonna have to make some different decisions here than the written instructions, um, because these aren't really lining up, and if our structure doesn't line up here, it's really gonna be hard to have everything line up. So first thing I'm gonna do is just move some of these around, regardless of the A, B, 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 blah blah blah. And just get them into the middle of the structure. And so it's mostly from this direction that I'm concerned with, because the other one we used a nice divide line that was from a full thing instead of drawing segments. But here we're kind of winging it a little more than I think is going to work out for us. This one's close, but I'm still going to move it just a tiny bit. All right, now this one, the first thing I'm going to do is move it to the edge. But because part of our floor is doing a 2-foot offset, I'm going to start out here, and I'm going to move it 2 feet in, because I want our floor to end here. So now I can drag along here, just type 2, hit enter. All right. So that's a little better. Yeah, this one's a bit off. And you'll see it really matters once we get to the elevations. This direction, less so, because mostly we're just doing roofing from here, which is on its own thing. But now that I've got that, let me double check from this view. Go ahead and get rid of any vertical ones. And now I'm going to redo these. Same thing here. All right. So now I'll take a look. And you can see we're off. It's nice that it's scaled, but when I would come and draw in this wall and bring it down, it was shifted pretty much by the exact same amount as this. So I'm pretty sure our scale is accurate, but our positioning is not. And it's pretty consistent. Now that I move those, right, it's fairly consistent off to the side. Where is this one? Are we missing? Aha. Yeah, so we're missing this one. Let me copy that. And now all right. Now that one should exist as well. Wait, that seems to be the other one. This is the one I'm looking for. So that would be this curve. There we go. All right, now I want to look at it from the front view. This one has duplicates. I don't really need these ones laying down still. So the first thing I want to do is click on, well, either of these really. I'll get the smaller one to start, and I'll type move. And now I want to come into this vertical beam and just shift over. Alright, so that's the inside one. Now I'm going to get the bigger one. Same thing, I'm going to type move. Okay. Now our structure actually lines up with our plan structure, and things will go a lot smoother when we're doing this next bit. So for the most part, if you read the instructions, it just says to trace the outside and do a 2-foot offset to get your floor, and that's fine, but that doesn't really address our openings here. So I am going to go ahead and create some reference lines. I'm going to come in. I don't like the way that. So you see we have this weird change happening here, where it shifts in to allow for the tram, which is pretty normal. So I'm just going to do it. I'm going to start somewhere else actually. I'm going to start closer to the outside edge. It'll be subtle. And I'm just going to come straight back and simplify things. Oh, sorry, should have stopped that back here. And done a slight follow the angle. I didn't hit enter. Wonderful. Practice is good for you. And me. So again, I'm going to eyeball these. We're going to do kind of a double offset on this one actually. Because first we're establishing what the edge is, kind of like what we did with the outer wall. Alright. Now I'm just going to copy this down. Now we have something when we're doing our full trace, but again we want to end here, so we need to do that 2-foot offset now. And I've got a strange smooth corner. I'm going to change that to sharp. Then I'm going to hit enter to do offset again. Oh, hang on. I'm going to hit enter, select curve, come to the outside. Now we got a little bit here. I'm going to type extend. Boundary object is this one. And I'm going to click enter, and now it's saying curve to extend. Click that one. Seems like that one already did it. And that one as well. And now we can trace our floor. I am going to leave this opening, which is kind of skipped on the written instructions anyway. And I'll use Boolean difference for that. But I will trace around this stairwell. So first, I'm going to go to polyline. I'm going to come back to main floor now. Almost. I got to move this in 2 feet. So click on the curve. Now say move. Two. Right. Polyline. I'm on my main floor. Just going to trace this shape, making sure to do my best to follow the openings for the trams when I get there. Ooh, a lot of zooming in and out here. Alright, so again, I want these because we're going to do our um, 2 foot, and then it'll extend out to where we want it to finish. So I'm going to stop here and come up to the intersect. Now I'm going to come all the way down to the corner. Home stretch. Alright, now I have a shape, and now I want to do offset again. I'm going to come in and I'm going to make sure I'm picking the green curve because that's the one we just made. And I'm coming out this way. Alright, now before I make a planar surface out of it, I'm going to come to rectangle here. I'm going to just use this drawing as a suggestion. Again, we have structure on the grid itself, so I can't go all the way out there with our floor opening. So something like this. Now I can say planar surface. I'm going to pick this outer one. I'm going to pick this rectangle we just made. And I'm going to hit enter. So now I've got this surface. It does a decent job. Oh, I went the wrong direction there. That's okay. I went the wrong direction twice. Well, I could fix that. Let me Control Z, and I'm gonna do Control. There we go. Is it gonna let me just get the control point? No. Unfortunately, that moves the whole thing. All right. Well, don't repeat my mistake. I just want to keep going with the process, though. So, planar surface. Click this one. Click the rectangle. Like I said, I'm going to deal with this using Boolean difference, because what I don't want to do is create an opening and then not have my walls aligned with it. So it's just easier to do it that way. Now I need to make an extrusion of this. I'm going to click on the surface. I'm going to say, well, first I'm going to go here. I'm going to say extrude surface. And now I kind of like this view. You can pick whichever one you want, but we're trying to get the thickness of the floor. All right. We're still not 100% on this drawing, but we have a floor. Now I'm going to make a new level. I'm going to call it Foundations. And while I'm at it, I'll make another new floor and call it Basement. What we want to do now is we want to trace this shape. All right, so I want to create this upside down stair foundation. I am set on reference lines right now. I do have the foundations level. I'm going to leave the floor here just so I know where to end. I'm going to come into just a regular single line. I'm going to draw straight up until I get to that. And I need to know where this ends, but I don't need this floor anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off main floor. The more geometry is in, the more things it can snap to. So I'm just going to hit enter. I'm going to pick end just so I can get the end of this. I'm going to come and it tells me I'm perpendicular. All right, so I've got these two. Let me check real quick in 3D what that actually looks like. I'm going to hide everything for the most part, and you can see it went wonky. So which is which? Let's find out. So our vertical line, not so vertical. We want to move it along this red x-axis until it gets here. So I'm going to say set point. And now I'm just going to snap it to this endpoint. And so now I have the correct shape. If you don't catch this right away, you're going to regret it later. So as soon as you draw your two lines, make sure you look and find it in here. I'm going to turn my elevations back on, just so I can have a visual. But theoretically now I shouldn't be snapping to anything weird as long as I have point on, perpendicular, and I'll leave, I don't think I need end for now. So I'm going to say divide. Both of these are going to be 7. So I can click both curves at once. Click enter, click 7. There, I've got it. So now I'm going to switch over to foundations. I've got my reference lines done. I'm trying to make a foundation. And now I'm going to use a polyline. So I'm going to come up here, straight down, come up, and over. And so this is the nice bit here. And Rhino lets you just touch this point. I don't click. And then I drag back. And then I come over, I touch this point, I don't click, and it lets me, even if I wander off this line, it will still recognize that this is what I'm trying to do, and it'll tell me when I'm back on the correct line. And then I'm just going to come a little bit past. I'm going to hit enter. And you can see, because I fixed all the reference lines early, it followed the shape I wanted. I'm going to do one more, well, 2 more really, I guess. I'll just do regular poly. I'll come straight down. And come over a little bit. So now what that's going to let me do is I can mirror this to the other side, and then I can extend. To mirror, I need my grids back on. And unlike class, I didn't make a second vertical grids one yet. So this is my midpoint. It's locked, of course. It's this shorter one. This is the midpoint. This is the one I want to use to mirror. So, as long as you remember, it's the first one to the left here. Now you can type, well, first let's join these because we made some of these lines separate. I'm going to type join. I'm going to click this and this. I'm going to hit enter. Now I'm going to type mirror. I'm going to click this. I'm going to hit enter. And I'm just going to come to this line and draw straight down. And if I zoom out enough, you'll see that that's going exactly where I want it to. So now I have a mirror image over here. I'm going to hide everything that's not foundation for a minute, including this. And now I'm going to use extend. So now I'm going to click this top one and this bottom one. Now they're extended, and now I want to join again. So join, click this, Now we have one nice surface. It's the correct shape. I can turn this into a planar surface. Click enter. And now I want to bring back my images. So where did it go? So it is currently right here. I want it to be up front. I'm going to type move. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to go perpendicular until I'm at the front. And like, what's the fuzzy bit? What's this? I'm going to say this is my actual. As soon as I get fuzzy, I'm going to not worry about it. Now I'm going to say extrude surface. And I'm going to end right here. And now we've got to copy it. Right here, there's another one. And right here is another one. So I'm going to say copy. And I'm going to grab this corner. Oh, no, I'm copying the wrong thing. So, Control Z. I want to pick the actual extrusion, poly surface. And now I can turn my floor back on. It'll help make sure I'm doing things. And if I want to switch again to ghosted, it might be easier. I can say copy. And I'm going to turn on end again. I'm going to use my picture as a guide. And I'm going to go one more time. All right. So let's come back to our 3D. Play around a bit. And so you should have something that looks a bit like this. All right, I'm going to pause this one and do the rest of it in a separate video so that we can keep this short and you can break up your workflow.